Yes. What's going on, man? Let's pull up these charts. That's Panama City Beach, by the way. We're all trying to get rich, man. I hope you are. So I've been talking this month about the basics. Maybe I haven't told you enough, but man, it's amazing the things you can do in a short order of time when you set your mind to it. As smart as you are, man, with the advantages you got, looking as good as you do, with all that you have at your fingertips. You know, I believe there's only a couple ways to get rich in America. And if you have my newsletter, you know, I talk a lot about you should have I was saying this the other day, you should have a business plan, man. And I mean a business plan for you, man. What's your business plan? Give me the plan, man. How you plan to get to $1 million? $1 million, we're just getting you going, but we got to get to there first, right? So the Peters report was like, this is what the fuck Gerald Peters is doing. I don't know what other people are doing. This is what I'm doing. And I'm tracking it every day because I'm looking at it. And like, this is one of the things that I've been buying. Put a lot of research into this, looking at this, comparing Lyft to Uber. I own a bunch of Uber. Thinking on it, contemplating it. What's the value return? What's the possibility of the next 3 to 5 to 10 years? How does this play in with what I got going on right now? You know, overall picture of life. Like here's Hanes Brands, 7.5% dividend yield right now. We got Verizon. There's a lot of quality companies paying some big ass yields, but they're not paying big yields to people that don't have money. You know? So what I began to do along the way is I was trying to document my journey. Early mentor of mine was like, a life worth living is a life worth recording. I would begin documenting it. So when I was doing trades, so like right now, if we're looking at this is the S&P 500. General trend has been a downtrend. And, you know, it's been talk of recessions, right? And one thing I know is that prices just move, they kind of flow, you know. And I began to document this and write about this and talk about this. Then to use it as part of my gamification of this thing of time times amount times yield. And that any of these things work because if you pick a vehicle, an instrument, there's a lot of things you can invest in. And then there's just some basic shit like index funds. This is the S&P 500. You know, what if you just bought it the rest of your life every time it was down big? You're like, well, what if it went lower? You bought some then. You just kept doing that shit over your life. What actually happens is you end up with a lot of money. So what that told me is this is kind of a rigged game. And then if I can put a little bit more of that beautiful brain, you got a beautiful brain, man. You are an amazing person. I don't know if you know that. I don't know, man. It's Christmas, man. I hope you're going to do something nice for yourself. What are you going to buy for yourself? What you going to buy for yourself? What you going to buy for yourself? Some of you didn't even send me a Christmas present. That's sad. I'm on here every day trying to tell you how to get rich. You're going to buy people at work you don't even like presents. They didn't even tell you about Hanes Brands. This is going to make you about 50% on your money plus play a drip the rest of your life. Some people are going to make thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars from this for the rest of their life in perpetuity as this business goes forward. And they're just going to fucking print money and they couldn't be bothered to spend OGP a present. That would take a lot out of my day. I mean, this guy goes live for me every day, 5 days a week, completely free, writes me books, gives me shit, but it would be a lot to go out of my way. So if you were to open this book up here, you don't have to die bright, How Ordinary People Become Extraordinarily Wealthy. That's what all of this is for me. And if you come over to the Peters report, this is what I see in the stock market usually, by the way. But if you come over here, where's it at? People sleep on this, man. Dear friend, that's you. I don't know what else to call you. You're a complete fucking stranger. So I don't know what to call a stranger. So I call him friend. Dear friend, welcome to the... I apologize. I shouldn't have said it like that during Christmas. I'm sorry, YouTube. Where's I'm sorry, YouTube. Dear friends, welcome to the Peters Report. My name is Gerald Peters. I'm the author of the Money Flow. Where's my thing at here? Trading System. See page 9 in the free book. You don't have to die broke. This report is updated throughout the week and an accompaniment to the two before mentioned books. The report is here to help you get more out of the books. I invest and make the trade showcase in this report on page 4. The dividend portfolio's outline is on page 18. And the Money Flow Trading Society, click page 29. Private trading group. We have a Discord, blah, 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 blah. Money Flow Trading for anyone would listen. Let's see. Purpose is not to provide trading service, but a blueprint for a like-minded, duplicatable process that you can use to build wealth and make money trading in stock market. If you have my free ebook, You Don't Die, you also know that I'm a real estate investor and business owner. Oh, here's this. There are 3 paths to acquiring wealth. Pick one, pick 2, pick all 3, pick all 4. I think I made a joke there. But you got to pick at least one. So as you go through this, in this book here, you open it up. What you're going to see, this is what I do all the day, man. Right? So as we come over here, this manual contains some of the most powerful wealth-generating ideas used by America's wealthiest people. Now, a lot of people read this through once. Like, you're like, oh, I read it. You didn't read nothing. There ain't no way you can read this and comprehend it. You'd be a millionaire by now. So you keep going back. So when I got to go back to the basics constantly, I got to go back to the whiteboard, man. I got to pull out. I got to look at all my debt. What's my credit score? Who do I owe? Who owes me? Where are we at? What are we working on? What deal do we got going? Why don't we got a deal going? Where are we at in the market? What's my largest position? What's my smallest position? How much am I collecting in dividends? What kind of growth stock plays do I got? Do I own any crypto? Right? We want to be like, none of these things should stress us out. This is what our responsibility is. And as we approach this from a philosophical point of view, meaning, fuck, man, if you're going to be alive, you might as well get richer every day. Right? There's only 2 kinds of people, consumers and producers. And you're going to see producers out-earn what they consume. That's produce. You're producing extra. It's production. It's that extra, that margin that you don't need, that's what you take and you put into this stuff. So let's say you got 10,000 you don't need. Well, maybe you ain't got it today, but you got it over the next year, 6 months. You start accumulating shares in some of these. That's how people do the stock game, man. They put in lots of money. And a lot of, like I do in my dividend, that's a place for me to store money that'll make money. And if I need to, I can bring home the money. So maybe I need the $3,000. I bring home the $3,000 instead of getting dividends for $3,000. I mean, think of that. If you're getting I got friends that get like 16,000 a month or some ridiculous fucking number of dividends just because they own stuff, man. They're just playing with bigger zeros is all. But what are you going to do? You got to put your money somewhere. If you're a producer. Now, if you're a consumer, you ain't got no money left, right? And that's what we talk about here. That's why this is super important, this ebook, man. We got to get you through this. We got to understand that, right? Make it make sense. What I say, the only money management formula you need, the money flow, is a simple 3-step strategy to building wealth, putting you in control of your financial future. The fastest and easiest way to eliminate debt. You'll learn how the wealthy deal with debt, including how they use debt to generate cash flow. So you really need to go back and read this. So this is what I'm talking about in there. So what I'm talking about you doing is accumulating lots of stocks. So many, it freaks you the fuck out every time the stock market goes down. A lot of people freak out. You ain't even got no money in, man. You got baby money in there. What are you going to do when you got 10, 20 million and the shit drops by 40%? What are you going to do then? What if you got 50 of these? Like, if we can't handle, we got to handle a little in order to get to a lot. So we can't get freaked out, man. So we want to be an owner of things like this, right? We want to take on that responsibility, man. Yes, yes, yes. That's what that means. Time times amount times yield. So if I can get money in this deal one fucking time at some point on earth on this linear scale, time is vertical. Time is vertical. If I can get money in this deal, it's one time. I'm done. I'm out. Now it's a deal. So now I'm making money and my deal's making money. What if I got 30 deals? I'm making money and 30 deals are making money, right? We're living vertical. Time times amount times yield, man. But to do that, we got to become producers. I mean, we got to get, another way of saying this, we got to get on the other side of the transaction. This is stage 1, by the way, in Lyft for me. So I bought some Lyft a little while ago. Stage 1. That was a 1-2, ran up, went sideways, came down. Now it's put in a 1. Looks like it's going to run. If I was a trader, where's my target? Probably right around in here. Doesn't that look like the money flow? People always ask me, what about filters? There's your filter, your eyes. It's a filter. So that's what I'm looking at, man. Where's it at? Did I lose it? Hold on. All right, man, now stop clicking double pages. About time. So this is the setup I'm looking for, right? And I know this stock is undervalued. What did they say? By 60% last time we looked? So Morningstar has a 55. That's probably a little high. Let's bring that down to about 30. Now, if you're a trader, you got something that's worth 35,000. I mean, I'm saying Morningstar is that wrong, that it's only $36. 50 seems ridiculous. But the guy went to business school says that. Let's see. I don't know why it dropped it. Boy, it ain't a beach condo though, is it? Are you kidding me? Am I losing internet? Come on, man. Merry Christmas. UT has been a good trade from the bottom. Come on, man. Yeah, so we're still in UTSL. Starting to roll over though, huh? Starting to roll over, huh? You seeing it? Where's our highest high on UTSL? Came back in, so we got a little box here. Here was our stage 1, right? There's our breakout. Now what? So if it comes into here, that'd be totally normal, right? That would be the money flow pattern, man. That would be this. So that's the way I would expect it to go. This 3 is either going to break down, it pulls back, or if it digests it long enough, that RSI gets worked off, it can make it run, and that's how you get runaways. And you just got to ask yourself, is this more likely a runaway, or is this more likely just the 4 stages of price movement? Depends on the market you're in, you know. And if you're a trader, you need to be nimble on that. If you're an investor, you know, I mean, you get the luxury of not being wrong. And you're like, what do you mean? Investor's never wrong, man. Did I not pin my comment? How did I not pin my comment, man? GP said you were looking into retail last stream. We haven't looking at. Yeah, VF Cork is fine. Corp. Jesus. I've been playing Coles right now. I don't know what's going on with my internet, man. I have no internet. Well, As I sit here with no internet and I'm thinking millionaire code, some deals I can play here in Lyft, right? This could be a deal for me. Somebody asked if I'm coming to the professor's book party. No, I'm not, man. I can't. I got some family things I got to take care of. Hold on, I'm having computer problems. Are you shitting me? I know, it shows me still live, but I can't access websites. Can you guys get stock charts? Let's go to Google. What the fuck, dude? What's up, Curvy? Just having technical issues right now. Let's see. I'm live streaming, and yet I have no internet.
Telling us it's really, really old. It's as old as thirst, and it's as old as hunger. It's really an old system. And so you want to have that thing activated. It might be that the sense of meaning that life can provide to you is proportionate to the amount of responsibility you decide to take on. And that'd be very strange if it was the case, you know, because responsibility, of course, is a kind of weight, obviously, and it's difficult to take on responsibility. But if any positive emotion that you feel and your control of anxiety and the control over pain is dependent on the activation of these systems that watch you move towards a desired goal, then the more complete and weighty the goal is, the more kick there's going to be in the observation that you're moving towards it. And you know, you kind of already know this because you'll have observed in your own life that when you're engaged in something that you believe in, that the time passes properly. You know, you can see this even if maybe you're reading a paper and it's actually related in some intelligible manner to something that you want to learn. So even though it's difficult, you get engaged in it, you can remember it better, you can process it better, and you're not so likely to fall asleep, and you're not so likely to want to find distractions, all of that, you can get into it. And it would be very interesting if that was proportionate to the degree of responsibility that you're willing to shoulder, and I think you can make a strong case for that. I've also often wondered, imagine you could offer people a choice. Here's the choice. You could say, well, your life isn't meaningful. The nihilists have got it right. There's no meaning in your life. And because of that, there's no reason for you to accept any responsibility. So you can live a responsibility-free life, and maybe one of impulsive pleasure-seeking, but a responsibility-free life. But the price you pay is that it doesn't get to be meaningful. Or you could say to someone, no, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to say, you can live a meaningful life, but it's only going to be as meaningful as the amount of responsibility that you're willing to bear. And then you might say, well, what would people choose? Because everybody also always makes noises about wanting to have a meaningful life. But if the price you pay for that is the adoption of responsibility, then it's not so obvious that people would choose meaning over, over pointless pursuits, if the benefit they got for choosing the pointless pursuits was that they really didn't have to care about anything they ever did. Right? It's no responsibility. When you go from a bad place to a better place, you go to a worse place first. It's a great thing to know, because it also tells you why you might be unwilling to take the next step. You're aiming up, but in order to aim up, you have to let go of something you already have. And then that'll put you into a state of chaos, and unless you're willing to undergo that.
All right, man. So, I don't know what that was, man. Going into the close here, we see the S&P selling off, man. It got a little bit chat disconnected until we can reconnect you. So hopefully you can hear me. We got it. We're going back into this sell, man. And we can see it. Price is moved underneath the 20-day moving average. The 5-day exponential moving average is now below the 20. The general weight of the market is just down. Look, it's just sloping down. And we're getting our crossovers, man. TSI's already signaled rolling over. MACD's picking up momentum to the downside. The downside target's 365. What is that? 30 handles down on the, does it get that far? I don't know. RSI is only 49. We got 19 down. That could easily get down into there. And that would be the money flow, man. And this is how the S&P moves. And it's just price movement. It's just this, Did we lose our, no, it's just this. And so that's where we are, man, is we're just trying to do this millionaire code of time times amount times yield inside of this 4 stages of price movement when you're playing stocks. And so if you've read my book, You Don't Have to Die Broke, go back and look at that shit going into January, man. We're going into a new year, and it's like, if you got any fuckery right now, any mess ups, you're disorganized, this could be better. Like when you go to bed tonight or you get up in the morning, like, let's fix that shit. Let's be done with that. Let's stop fucking up from here forward. Let's get money on point and like make smart decisions and get rid of all the bullshit in your life and all the excuses. You're way too smart, way too talented to not know way more about the stock market and way more about the oil market and the REIT market and the mortgage-backed security market and land speculation and stock values. You're way too fucking smart to not be spending time on that for the number of hours that we devote in our life to complete fucking nonsense. Just hours and hours and hours that we can all get way better. Me too, man. I've been slipping. Here's the inverse to the S&P 500. So if we see a signal, if we're a trader, we're agnostic. It has nothing to do with emotion. If the market's signaling it's going down, it's going down. If the market signaling it's going up, it's going up. And it's not based on ideology or who the fuck the president is. I don't know, man. I'm too busy watching stocks, trying to compound my wealth and grow my business, my sales, my family. Like, those guys come and go. I'm going to put, whatever. I need to get rich. And so, but when you first approach this, you're not rich. But if you don't approach it all the time, you will never be. And there's an entire course of people out there. I see them. There's literally content to this. They're like, oh, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. It's like, no, you want to do that. No, you want to look at your account every day. Not, hey, don't log in when it's going down. Bullshit. You need to log in, look for opportunities. Use that, that's called beta. Use that volatility to your advantage, man. Fuck. Look at this. This is the inverse. to the S&P 500, which we're seeing right here. Now, how far will it go down? I don't know. You know, people will be like, oh, well, this is going to happen. You don't know what the fuck is going to happen. It's going to go down, and then it's going to stop. It's going to put in an anchor point. It's going to start to go sideways, and then it's going to turn around, and it's going to go right back up. And that's called a stage 1, and then a 2, a breakout, and then an uptrend. And I don't need to know when that is or how that is. I just need to be in the flow, in the money flow. I need to be in the flow with my money is all I'm thinking. So if I've got stuff that I could trim, like, I don't know, remember we were talking about Amgen. I've already trimmed it. But remember remember I'm over here, I'm saying, hey, trim this thing, man. I'm in flow. So if we go look, let's look. I mean, when I hear people say that, I was like, what? Don't watch. You don't watch your account. Let me see. Where do we start trimming this thing? I know we trimmed it on Halloween, baby. Other people dressing up to go to their little whatever soirees. We're doing that, but we're also trimming some Amgen on the way out. Let's see, what day was that? How many friends you got doing this? October. Damn, bro. Look right here. Right there. Pow. So we tagged it right here. What do you bet we tagged it again? Let me see. That's being in flow. So what does that tell you if you're looking at that chart now? Remember, it's fair value now. Come on, man. Where'd my shit go? Now it's rolling over. So what are we going to see with Amgen? I don't know how far it's going to go. But I know this is coming. And I know it's totally normal movement. It's just stage 4 decline. We knew it was coming. So as traders, we could watch that. Maybe you're a short seller. You know, I wouldn't even think of shorting that till it broke support, man. Or at least got the rollover, which you got it now. So I had a buddy out trying to short this. Now's your chance, bro. And so if you were waiting for that to happen, if you wanted to trade that way, I would then have dropped down to the 1 hour. And as I'm watching, I'm waiting for that break, man. He's got it. Look at this. Oh, dude, it's right there. Fuck. So if we were to mark this point, where's the target? Down here. It's only $10, man. So I don't know. Ford's trying to hold in there. This was one I was talking about breaking. The difference is Amgen is now fairly valued to overvalued. So if you have an asset that's fairly valued to overvalued and we're possibly going into a recession and there's fear in the market, people are going to take profits that's going to bring that stock down. If it gets low enough in the stage 4, some people are going to go, oh shit, now it's undervalued. And that game is the 4 stages of price movement, man. Man, come on, man. Come on, man. How can I not be on your Christmas list? I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with America. So let's see. What did someone say? Well, I'll wrap it up. I can't see if I'm still live. It shows me as live. I don't know what happened there, man. I lost internet. I lost everything. Illuminati, I guess. We'll see. Going out with, I'm short the SPY. I'm long a bunch of shit. And we're short the S&P 500, expecting it to come down into this 370 range. That would be great. That'd be a great setup for stocks. At the same time, I'm accumulating stage 1s in growth stocks. Growth stocks are very fucking attractive here. So a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to buy ARK. Now you want to buy ARK because nobody wants to own it, man. Now's when you want to be a buyer of these things. ARK, Airbnb, Dash. Now they've come significantly. These things have really been cut. Is it the low? Maybe not, but this is when you got to step in and just start picking them up on those stage 1s. You know, manage your portfolio. But going into the end of the month, tighten up, man. Let's don't be in February and we're still fucked up and still acting the same way you did this month. Like, get everything together, tighten up everything. You know, we're like, get money on point, man. There's not a bigger thing you could do for yourself going into January, February. It's only going to get harder. They are going to increase prices on you. They are going to raise the prices of houses. And that's why anyone that'll listen to me, if you go over there in the newsletter, man, Well, you go through and see me buying all this shit, and it just keeps going for years and years. This is just, I can only keep up with, a couple months. You see me buying things, right? What I'm not showing you that I'm doing, and it's not an easy way for me to do it, but, I'm not showing on all this stuff, man. Are you shitting me? Is it still not coming up? What is going on? Anyway, man, I'm going to sign out. I got to see what's going on with my internet. I appreciate you guys. Have a good week, man. Have a good weekend. Talk to you later.
Increasingly manifest themselves as he walks down this road to really total brutality. So it's one step at a time. And that's the thing, is that you end up in very bad places one step at a time. So you've got to watch those steps. Sometimes you take a leap forward and you learn some things, but you can't catalyze a new identity. So you try to go back and hide in your old identity. And that actually doesn't work, because, well, things have changed and you've learned something.